a captain, 4 gunmen, and 96 hours that shook the world. The American cargo ship Liberty Star was hijacked by Somali pirates in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and every satellite, every radar screen locked onto a single orange lifeboat, while Captain Daniel Harper was held at gunpoint from Washington to the Somali coast. USS Bainbridge and SEAL Team 6 quietly moved into position. Radar, FLIR, UAV surveillance, and crisis negotiation converged into a high-speed chess match, where every wave, every breath, was a life or death decision. This was precision warfare war, measured in milliseconds and millimeters. 3 synchronized shots, 1 heartbeat, 1 man brought home alive. A masterclass in tactics, psychology, and engagement rules, studied by every Naval Academy since. Watch the full story of Operation Liberty Star, from the first radar ping to the final synchronized trigger pull, and uncover 3 hard lessons in modern anti-piracy warfare. 3 a.m. The Indian Ocean lay flat as glass calm, almost unnaturally so. The Liberty Star cruised through the dead water of Somalia, where law fell silent, and the AK spoke instead. Captain Harper's instincts stirred. Was this dawn, or the storm before it? If pirates appeared, could a civilian ship survive a militarized assault? The radar's ping echoed too perfect to be safe. On the bridge, the logbook read no anomalies, but experience whispered otherwise. Silence often precedes chaos. Between the boundary of free seas and pirate waters, Harper issued one iron command: heighten watch. When calm explodes, how many minutes can a merchant ship hold the line? 4 days later, the world would witness 96 hours of tension. A civilian captain caught in violence, and the U.S. Navy executing precision warfare. At 3:45 a.m., a faint blip appeared northwest, then a second, then a third, forming a speeding triangle. Diversion or encirclement, every decision now was measured in nautical miles and seconds. The 3 targets shifted course erratically. Harper gripped his binoculars. Activate anti-piracy measures. On deck, fire hoses roared walls of seawater. Below, crew sealed compartments, but the triangle tightened. If he turned away, they'd board. If he turned hard, their ladders would catch. The chess match on the waves had begun. Gray skiffs sliced through the surf, each with 4 or 5 men, white scarves, AK-47 seconds glinting in the light. "They've breached 10 knots, shouted the technician. The alarm screamed. Bullets hammered the hull. Liberty Star swerved violently, throwing walls of foam, but the attackers pressed on. Could a civilian freighter withstand the tactics of desperate soldiers? Rounds ricocheted off the smokestack, sparks like molten steel. Harper stood firm at the helm, eyes cold. Seal the decks. Lights off. Hold position. Water cannons whipped salt spray around the ship, but the pirates were already on the starboard side. Metal clanged, the sound of intrusion. At that moment, chaos had a face. And the Liberty Star was no longer a ship, it was a battlefield. 9:57 a.m. A rope ladder hooked the railing. The first pirate climbed the steel hull. Harper knew the ship was lost. He signaled his crew to stay hidden, then stepped out alone. The muzzle of an AK pressed against his chest, gunpowder mixing with sea salt. A civilian ship had just entered a soldier's war. Shouts in Somali echoed across the deck, blending with the metallic ring of chaos. Harper was dragged away, head held high, eyes fixed on the compass, on the only direction that still meant something: freedom. Below deck, the crew stayed hidden, hearing only waves and distant gunfire, the sound of fate tightening its grip. Wind slashed across the deck. The Somali sun burned hot on steel. A young pirate raised his gun. "Stay, or die." Harper said nothing. He looked down into the engine bay, a silent command: "Stay put." At 11, he was bound and pushed onto an orange lifeboat. Freedom now was just a flag flapping in the wind. The lifeboat hit the water, 4 rifles, 1 hostage. The Mayday signal blared, transmitting coordinates to Virginia Command. Within 20 minutes, the world knew. An American citizen was being held off the Somali coast. In Washington, lights blazed to life. A single order echoed: "Protect my citizen at all costs." The news spread like fire. An American captain held hostage a ship of peace turned battleground. In the White House Situation Room, the map of Somali waters glowed red. The president stood silent, then spoke 6 words: "Bring him home, whatever it takes." Diplomacy ended. Action began. Inside the cramped lifeboat, Harper sat bound amid the smell of oil and salt. 4 pirates argued ransom, escape, survival. One boy's hands shook on the trigger, sweat dripping onto the barrel. Harper met his eyes and said quietly, "You don't have to do this." A simple sentence, but it made the boy flinch. Satellite KH-11 imagery confirmed 5 figures aboard 4 pirates, 1 hostage. Admiral William McRaven reported, 50 nautical miles from Somalia. High reinforcement risk. The president asked, "Can you guarantee my citizen's life?" McRaven replied, "We never promised, sir." But SEAL Team 6 has never failed. The order was signed. Operation Codename Red Neptune. A covert naval mission. No press, no negotiations. At Virginia Beach, 4 MiG-60 Black Hawks roared to life under crimson lights. Operators in gray gear and oxygen masks checked each weapon, each line, each round. No words, just breathing steady calm.
The target is confirmed
lethal.
at this location,
Inside a
9
training
kilometers
hangar,
north of the
a
port.
full-scale
Drone
lifeboat
feed is
mock-up awaited. Every move was drilled. Angles, recoil, wind, wave drift. No second chances. Incoming wind, 50 yards. Moving target southwest, no room for error, shouted the instructor. One mistake meant 1 death. Every trigger pull would be measured in heartbeats. Out in the Indian Ocean, USS Bainbridge, DDG-96, held position. Its AN divided by SPY-1 radar swept a 10-mile radius, flanked by USS Halliburton and USS Boxer tightening the cordon. On deck, Commander Frank Romano received his final order from Washington. Priority 1: the hostage. No negotiation. No loss of control. The sea was calm. Too calm. The storm was about to begin. The red signal code R3, return fire, retain control, rescue lives flashed. A global military response condensed into a 500-meter circle around one orange boat. In the night, SEAL Team 6 lifted off, rotors slicing through brine and moonlight. No turning back now. Every breath, every step, would lead to one man and one heartbeat between life and death. Local time. A blood-red sun sinks over the Indian Ocean, gilding 3-meter waves. The orange lifeboat drifts less than 500 meters from USS Bainbridge. 5 figures glow on FLIR 4 moving, 1 still. Aboard. Romano orders. Hold distance. Begin negotiation. Because out here, every sound can decide life or death. We want $2 million, then the hostage walks, rasps a Somali voice over the radio. The FBI negotiator answers. No one touches him, guarantee safety, and we talk. And a heavy silence falls, waves thump like the ocean's heartbeat, as Harper lifts his head and stares down the muzzle. Freedom feels both near and impossibly far. Offshore, USS Halliburton launches a scan eagle that sweeps at 600 meters, each frame and ripple streaming to Washington in real time. On the White House screen, the lifeboat's blinking dot holds in a sea of black a tiny point, carrying the full weight of American honor. From Bainbridge, new IR shows 5 heat signatures, 4 moving, 1 still. Harper is alive. Beside him, a young Somali trembles on the gun. Harper whispers, "You still have time to leave this path." But the sea doesn't allow mercy to linger. Wind shifts, water heaves, and every sensor and every heart locks onto the same coordinates. Aboard USS Bainbridge, 3 SEAL snipers lie under the 12.7mm shield. Optics hard locked. Washington's order rides the net. Maintain distance. Do not fire unless the hostage's life is in immediate danger. Beneath the waves, a 3-man dive team ghosts forward on snorkels, moving meter by meter without bubbles, where each breath is a survival calculation. The southeast wind lashes. Through the scopes, the lifeboat is a pin of light in a black sea. In Washington, the president watches live, voice hoarse. Act only when there's no other choice. A bead of sweat falls on a trigger hand, thunder murmurs offshore, and the world holds its breath for the next wave that will choose a man's fate. 2340. Moonless Indian Ocean radar's red glow paints the watch officer's face. The lifeboat blinks steady at 400 meters. Inside, 5 souls hang between freedom and despair. Harper studies his 4 guards, no hatred left, only exhaustion. Outside, barrels are settled, and every breath now is a trigger pull awaiting final clearance. Diesel and fear thicken the lifeboat's air. Musa, the youngest pirate, wipes sweat as his rifle turns to lead. Muse, the leader, yells, "If they close, I shoot." But he fears the American ship's lights too. Harper watches in silence, knowing their nerves are collapsing and one shot could turn the small hull into hell. The radar's ping echoed too perfect to be safe. On the bridge, the logbook read, "No anomalies," but experience whispered otherwise. Silence often precedes chaos. Between the boundary of free seas and pirate waters, Harper issued one iron command: heighten watch. When calm explodes, how many minutes can a merchant ship hold the line? 2:30 a.m. In the Situation Room, the National Security Advisor reads, "Stable but escalating risk." The president replies, "Fire only if the hostage's life is directly threatened." Drizzle pricks cold steel, wind skins the deck. That tiny orange hull drifts fragile, exposed, yet it is the eye of the strongest military storm on Earth. Inside, Musa argues. Muzzles sweep wildly. One pirate, wounded, begs to run for shore. Harper closes his eyes, breathes deep, stays human. Outside, in thick rain, 3 SEAL Team 6 marksmen edge to the rail, SR 25 seconds locked to mounts. They wait for wind to fall, for a steady swell, for the single instant when only heartbeats and a killing clock remain. A whisper. Visual hostage being pulled to the window. The commander replies, "Hold. On my fire." Shoot simultaneously. Wind drops. Rain stops. The sea steadies. On deck, 3 men hold their breath. Through thermal, a muzzle touches Harper's throat. The word comes. 3 rounds rip the night. 3 heat blooms flare and vanish. 3 lives end. 1 is saved. Harper reels, not yet understanding. 2 bodies collapse, blood stippling steel. A 3rd drops at the window with a neck shot. Leader Muse trembles and screams, "Don't shoot! Surrender." The hatch bursts and SEAL Team 6 floods in black masks, muzzles high moving like shadows through rain. U.S. Navy. Drop the weapon. They haul Harper out. Legs rubber but eyes clear. "You're safe now. Captain, we're taking you home." A SEAL murmurs. They carry him to the ride, 5 minutes over rough water to close 4 days of crisis. On Bainbridge's deck, a corpsman wraps him in a blanket. "You're safe."
You're safe
While
now.
the lifeboat smokes
I'm
into
wrapping
rain
you up.
behind them, dawn breaks over the Indian
You'll be
Ocean.
warm soon.
Sunlight sheets across USS Bainbridge's steel as the flag snaps in the morning wind. In the med bay, Harper cradles a hot coffee, hands shaking at a taste he thought he'd never know again. An officer bows. "Captain, you're safe, we'll get you ashore." Harper nods at the endless line of whitecaps. He whispers, 3 bullets and a miracle. To the U.S., Navy, this wasn't just a rescue, it was precision warfare incarnate. Decisions in millimeters, shots in heartbeats, lives guarded by national honor. In Washington, the president states simply, "An American citizen anywhere will be protected by the full power of this nation." And HH-60 lifts 3 pirate bodies as evidence. Muse, the leader, is taken alive, eyes vacant, glancing around a drenched American deck where discipline and mercy intersect. 8 hours later, the Pentagon releases Operation Liberty Star complete, no U.S. casualties, 1 American rescue. 96 hours end in silence, proving courage doesn't need noise, only precision. In the night sea, Harper sits alone, staring into the black horizon. The breeze carries salt, the scent of freedom this time. He whispers, "3 bullets, 1 miracle, and men who never left me." At Virginia Beach, SEAL Team 6 returns without ceremony or medals, just heavy footsteps in steel corridors. The same quiet with which they saved him. Liberty Star closes 96 hours on the knife edge, written into U.S. naval history as proof of courage and discipline. 1 soul saved, 0 friendly losses, 0 error. On the open ocean, they prove light can live inside darkness. If you believe justice sometimes wears a uniform, subscribe. Ring the bell, where real missions, real operators, and real military stories are told with truth and resolve.